From the banks of the Allegheny, welcome to Film Bits. All right, True Detective, episode 2 from season 1. Today we're going to start off with the theme. I didn't play it in the first set of episodes or set of parts because of copyright issues, but now that I think I've worked all that out, let's start with the theme and then we'll jump right into episode 2.
Back then, not sleeping, I lay awake thinking about women, my daughter.
Starting in the modern day here with Rust.
I mean, it's like something just got your name on it, like a bullet or a nail in the road. Shit, sorry I drift. Sometimes when I've had a few, that's why I like to drink alone. One reason anyway.
What about that sculpture thing? Kind of strange it turns up like that years later.
Yeah, nobody knew why that thing was in the playhouse. I mean, the aunt reckoned maybe it was something she made.
Fun little, almost 360 bird's eye.
To me, it was like someone was having a conversation.
Yeah, we're back in 1995.
Girls. School shut down and in 92 closed down after Andrew. That mean anything to you? Well, we notified the deceased mother.
Do you remember the last time you saw your daughter, Dora?
This horrible, horrible thing. We saw it on TV.
Interviewing Dora Lane's mother.
And I prayed for that woman's family.
The actress played Ed Tom Bell's wife in No Country for Old Men.
It's me.
Mrs. Kelly.
Again, this dingy interior light. Marty showing his
Why? What, you
empathy, reach out.
He passed.
Marty,
Why wouldn't a father
the
his own
empathetic
child?
Rust straight in. Watch these looks.
We were just wondering how they got on.
It's an interesting line. Why, she asks, what have you heard? And Rust says, I heard she died. And then she says, why wouldn't a father bathe his own child? This complete non sequitur, which is what registers on Marty's face, and it's a rather interesting thing to say.
On the road, drove a Peterbilt.
Rust's
He took an
point of
exit
view.
too fast, rolled over near Rowan, Oklahoma, May 11th, 1980.
That's an interesting photo.
When was the last time you talked to her?
You know, she's always been in some kind of trouble. I thought things were getting better. Got away from Charlie. She came by not too long ago, maybe a month. She didn't talk about her daddy none. Said she'd been...
Russ goes back to that photo.
Do you,
Again, when we get shots on the screen that connect to things that are being said, we don't necessarily know it, but there's definitely something going on there in the dialogue in that shot. I'm just going to put the shot in here, let you look at it for a few seconds.
you remember where that church was?
Oh,
Now he talks about the church, and then she starts to get this physical
ow.
discomfort. Is it connected or no?
Grace, Lord, help me full of grace.
Mrs. Kelly,
I get these headaches. It's like storms. I worked in dry cleaning for 20 years. And chemicals. That's what's wrong with my nails.
Big aerial wide shot. We've seen some of these before. We'll see more again.
My mother, Donna Reed type, packed lunches.
Power lines
bedtime
reflected in the
stories.
window in this shot that we have become
Your mom's
comfortable
still
with,
alive?
as we've seen it a number of times.
Maybe.
Cole ever talk about his parents?
No, a little bit about his dad, Alaska and Nam. You know, my dad, I had about 6 inches on him, and even in the end, I still think he could have taken me. Yeah, Marines, Korea, never talked about it. You know, there was a time that men didn't air their bullshit to the world, you know, it just wasn't a part of their job. Family. Well, I mean,
Second consecutive episode, we've seen Marty talk about family and how important it is to him.
Afternoon, man.
so we talked to the victim's friend next, I believe.
Miss Carla?
I guess she always had her mom's place, but
Friend of
I
Dorling's.
thought maybe she'd gotten into something, you know, like gaming again, having a rough time.
What all y'all talking about? How was she?
Thin, loopy.
All right, I want you to look at the costuming here. Notice the yellow star on her left shoulder and the star tattoos on her neck. Remember them.
And she said she found a church, but her eyes, something wrong with them.
Now, do you remember where this church was?
No.
You know where she might have been staying? Her landlord said she'd moved out last summer.
That's when I stopped seeing her so much. She mentioned someplace down south, like around Spanish Lake, shelter. Girls used to stay there, something, all she said.
She sounds sad, Marty. Like a torn-up person on her last legs. She was just an easy target for him. What do we know about him? Hits prost, artistic, religious in some kind of way.
Every person within 1,000 miles of here is religious in some kind of way, except you.
How many DBs have antlers? Blindfolds. Painted symbols on their back. Huh?
Yeah. You know what tweakers get up to? Shit, man, this dude in New Orleans cut up his girl, fell
Again,
for
Marty
remorse, tried to push
trying
her
to
back
stay with
together
the
with
straight
crazy
and narrow
This is track
explanation.
insanity. That's not this. This has scope. She
Rust.
articulated a personal vision. Vision is meaning. Meaning is historical.
Showing that there's
She was
more
just
to this
chum in
than
the
meets
water, man.
what Marty thinks. Chum in the water. And then there's this shot with the unmotivated camera move. Their car goes in and out of frame just to kind of show us where they are. A little bit of accompanying
Days of nothing.
music.
That's what it's like you work cases.
Really
Days
interesting
of
composition here.
lost dogs.
Rust in the most of Rust in the soft focus there. And we get that cross as he's waking up.
goes
And we
on
get this
like
kind of
that,
dreamy at the edges
you know the
effect on the camera.
You're looking for narrative, interrogate witnesses,
Insights to how these guys maybe wake up on a
Personal
weekend morning.
establish a timeline.
The weird thing of Russ, get a little eye hole mirror. I've never understood that. And we're back out on the road, again with a big wide shot showing all the vast nature, nothingness, desolation.
And the other night, when you were over for dinner, why didn't you leave when I had Chris call?
I don't know, man. I guess I'd sobered up a little. Besides, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Being around your family. I like talking to them.
Bad. Why'd you think that?
I was married, Marty, for 3 years. We had a baby girl. She died. Car accident. She was 2 years old. Marriage couldn't handle it.
Your kid died? I'm sorry.
This goes back to Marty's wife saying, how
I'm
much
so
do you know
sorry.
about
I
him,
didn't
Marty?
know. I mean,
And
it
Marty
wasn't you
knows.
guys. It was just me.
I know you don't want to pick his brain.
I was worried. You know, being around that kind of thing.
Marty finally getting some insight into what makes Rust Rust. We'll stop it there. All right. I want to thank those of you who came by, gave me the time that you did. We're starting to open up a little bit. We'll start to be able to dig into the guts of this a little bit more and keep it going. Next time out, episode 2, part 2. See you then.